Hello there. If you are new to the channel, my name is Mark. This is Toast Dragon Fantasy, and in today's video I'm going to be revealing one of the big new features of my channel, and it's probably the one that I'm most excited for. So without further ado, let's get into it. My new project is going to be called The Writer's Den. Keeping in with the dragons theme, you know, dragons have dens and stuff, you know, I'm just very, very clever. Now I know what you're wondering, and the answer is yes. I did brush my own teeth this morning. But some of you may be wondering, what is The Writer's Den? What is it? Well, I'm going to tell you. Basically, the idea came to me from watching a channel which no longer posts videos called Fantasy Fiction. It's one of my all-time favourite channels, in which there are two guys and they basically each week write a fantasy story based on prompts that are provided by their viewers in the comments. I would suggest that if you're slightly squeamish and easily offended, you probably don't go and watch Fantasy Fiction because it's very crude. It's not actually the type of stuff that I'm normally into, but the two guys that run it are just very, very, you know, likeable, and I like them, and the stories are very funny, but they are very crude, so if you're not into that, then maybe avoid going to see what I'm on about. And yeah, they write the stories, they narrate them on camera, and they talk about them basically, and that's all there is to it, and I want to create something very similar. What I'm planning on doing is writing one story a week, uploading it to YouTube, probably providing sort of like a transcript of what it is. The prompts, I'm hoping, will come from comments in like the previous video, if you like. So for the next week's episode, obviously the comments will come from this video, and then it will go on like that. Whoops, sorry Dennis. And that's basically how it's going to work. If the eventual goal, you know, is to potentially have other people sort of writing the same story, so we all get given the same prompt, and we all write a story about that particular prompt. Eventually it might get to the stage when, you know, I'm a bit more savvy with sort of streaming and all that kind of stuff, where we could have maybe sort of some kind of, you know, joint stream with other people that perhaps are writing the same stories. I'd also quite like to turn it into a podcast and make it available on sort of podcast hosting sites and stuff like that. For me, it's just a case of trying to encourage people and getting people to write, getting myself to write, because I do write my fiction, I do write my big chunky books, but I don't get much of a chance to, or I don't take much of an opportunity to kind of explore shorter ideas that I may have floating around in my slightly crazy head. So that's another reason why I want to do this. I want to encourage myself to kind of constantly be thinking about new things, constantly be writing, and I want to try and encourage others to do that as well, because what I find is a lot of channels on the platform there's obviously this whole author tube, you know, movement, and that's fine, that's fair enough, but that's very much focused on sort of the techniques of writing, what works and what doesn't, the publishing industry and kind of stuff like that. Author tube's not really dedicated to actual writing and actual writing examples and samples and stuff like that, and that's what I want to do with this. I kind of want to just get people, or encourage people, to share their writing and have a nice kind of area in which to share it in. So that is the plan behind The Writer's Den. I'm planning on having an episode every Wednesday. That will be my Wednesday upload. Friday and Sunday will be other stuff basically, and yeah, I'm very, very excited for it. It's the one thing that I took from my hiatus and really thought about and want to get right. So that is going to start on Wednesday. So now I guess I need to hand it over to you guys. If you like the sound of this, what I want you to do is I want you to provide me with a one-word prompt. I don't want like something like a princess trapped in a cave. I don't want that, because that's quite limiting in terms of what I can do with it. If you provide a prompt of princess or cave, then I've got scope to kind of go nuts with it, and hopefully that way I can create something really, really original and really you know, different. So if you want to, and it would obviously be a massive help to me, and I'm going to put it up on Twitter as well, but if you want to help get this kick started, in the comments could you leave a one-word prompt of a story that you would like to see attempt to write. Okay, you can make it as difficult as possible or as easy as possible. That's completely in your power. This is the part where I look 2 days later and no one's helped me out. That'd be quite tragic. And I wait to see what comes of this. As I said, it's a bit of a step into the unknown, so who knows? Who knows what's going to happen, but yeah, that is the Writer's Den. I hope that you're kind of on board with the project. I kind of hope that you at some point you might want to participate in it. But yeah, that's all I had for today's video. It was my announcement for it. Nothing really else to say, really. My table needs a bit of a wash. If you enjoyed today's video, please do not hesitate to give it a thumbs up, because that will tell me how well it has done and it will help spread it a little further. If you are new to the channel and you've only just discovered me today, check out some of my other videos, and if they entertain you as well, subscribe to the channel and you'll be notified when more booktube, authortube, writing videos and skit type content come your way. That is all I have time for today, so with that being said, my name is Mark, this is Toast Dragon Fantasy, and I will hopefully see you in the next episode. In the next episode? I'm not doing a TV series. In the next video. Goodbye.